Hello, you dirty potters. How are you today? Welcome to another episode of Glaze Review, where I review glazes for you on both white clay, brown, or red clay, and test them for you before they even get into your hands. In today's episode, we are testing Mayco's new stoneware micro crystal glaze micro ash SW218. I am very excited about this glaze, and I'm very excited about today's sponsor, which is Mayco. If you want to get your hands on some glaze like this, especially after the video, you can always go down to the description below where you can get a link to some of Mayco's glazes. I'm pretty excited to test this glaze right here because this glaze line is specifically made for stoneware clay bodies. I am super tired of picking up bottles of glaze, calling the producers, and being like, I didn't get the correct color. And they go, oh, that was a porcelain. You gotta use it on porcelain. That was a porcelain textile. So it's good to know that this is made specifically for stoneware clay bodies. And we have quite a few to test them on. Today we're gonna be testing it on a white stoneware clay body. This is a B-mix with grog jar that I made quite some time ago, but it has a crack at the bottom. Oh no. So I didn't know what to do with it. So we're gonna use it for a test. Has a little dog on the top, you see? Because I love dogs. We're also going to be testing this on a redstone clay body as well as a porcelain and probably doing one mix. These are the four things we're going to be testing them on. These are all bisqued at cone 04 and we are firing all of them to cone 6 in oxidation. Two things to remember before we start testing this glaze on our work. Number one, this is technically not a dinnerware safe glaze. This means that you will most likely need some sort of liner glaze and be using this on the outside of a vessel. For my purposes, I'm probably going to use them on the inside and outside of a vessel simply because a lot of these are tests or they're not meant to be eaten off of. But please keep in mind that these are technically not dinnerware safe glazes for the majority of them. So for the majority of these tests you're going to see today, we're going to leave a little more space at the bottom, and we're also going to be putting one of my liner glazes in there. Okay, and as we usually do, let's talk about what we're putting in the kiln before we actively put it in. This stoneware jar here is completely poured on and will be fired at cone 6 oxidation. For those of you who haven't been part of my glaze reviews before, I generally pour on a lot of my glazes and I brush them on at a later time to see if there's a difference. And a good 80% of the time, the poured on one usually comes out better color, simply because you're getting more layers and more consistency. So this here is our poured on test style. It does have a lid. I will fire them separately and see if it looks good at the end. This one here is its poured on redstone counterpart. We want to see how this glaze acts on a redstone clay body as well. This was kind of a sauce bowl here, so I can whisk my stuff and put my sriracha mayo in here and then pour it on to a lot of my other things. I was trying to make my own dinnerware at one point. It didn't turn out so well. Now these two are our base tests, but they are both poured on. This one over here is a brushed on porcelain test style so that you brush guys out there can see what goes on with this. This is about 3.5 layers, and I only say 3.5 because I did a technique called layering down, where I put about 4 layers up here while I left this bottom layer on 3 just in case it runs. You might notice, specifically because it's technically a crystal glaze, that I left a lot of room here on the bottom, so if it runs, it might run into this bottom instead of onto my kiln shelf. This is kind of a dual test to see how much crystallization we can get while brushing this on, while simultaneously seeing how much this runs at the bottom of a super clean textile such as porcelain. This last one over here is our combo glaze. I put C-10 on the inside as a liner glaze, just in case it comes out really good, and I also put C-10 on the very top. You'll notice I put a very small amount of C-10 because I didn't want it to run that much, but the rest of this is essentially poured on with lots of room left at the bottom so that it may run. And with that being said, let's put them in the kiln. I don't know why I started to walk away as if I was gonna go put them in the kiln and they were over there. I clearly need to take these with me. Okay, now that everything's out of the kiln, let's take a look. This is a poured on version of micro ash from the Mayco company on a stoneware clay body. Oh my god, it's so hot. Why is it this attractive? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't mess with Mayco glazes a lot, but I mean, I'm gonna have to start doing that because this is amazing. You can really see the little micro crystals in the glaze. And this is just the poured on version. I'll give you a little spoiler, right? I see the other versions. The other versions look exactly like this regardless of whether I poured them on or brushed them on. I just put 4 layers instead of 3 because, you know, crystal glazes tend to run, but I really want that crystallization. But this lives up to its name as a micro crystal glaze and being named micro ash. This is gorgeous, actually. I might keep this for myself. Okay, this is our brown clay textile of micro ash from the Mayco company. Unfortunately, this doesn't really get the same love or attention on brown clay that it does on stoneware, white, or even porcelain clay. You can see that to some level, and I might be using the wrong terminology here, but the iron in the clay body for this clay specifically, being redstone, seems to be kind of a contaminant for crystal glazes in general, and this is my experience for most crystal glazes. Even my own homemade recipe for crystal doesn't really work that well on a redstone clay body, and that doesn't seem to be any different with this coyote glaze. You can see where the crystallization kind of tried to move into the glaze, but it didn't really work, and the spots where it did work didn't do it all that well. It really tried on the inside, and it didn't get the same clarity that you would get on a white clay body, unfortunately. Let's check out our brushed on porcelain textile real quick. This is micro ash on a porcelain clay body brushed on 3.5, technically, layers. There's one more layer up here than there is down here. God, that's nice. You know what I like about this is that it's consistent. Like, this is the brushed on version of the glaze, and this is the poured on version of the glaze. And they look almost identical, regardless of how I'm treating the glaze. On top of that, neither of them ran too much, which is quite rare with a crystal glaze. Most crystal glazes run all the way downtown. This, I made sure that it stayed right there so it wouldn't run, and it didn't go past this glaze line whatsoever. You can see it kind of congealed a little bit at the very end, but it didn't move that much. And that's a really valuable thing when we talk about crystal glazes in the glaze chemistry world, is that if you can make somewhat of a crystal glaze without it running too much, you have a really good product on your hands. Now, these will never get the huge blossoms that a lot of people see online of those crystal glazes, but this is pretty good for anywhere even near a crystal glaze for it to not be running as much and as many layers as I put on this porcelain clay body. On the inside, I did put C-10 just to see if it combined with anything from Mayco, but it didn't really do too much. And considering I'm getting the same color variation I am here as I am right here, and I didn't really put on anything extra on this one, I don't think C-10 did anything, not even on the lip right here. Our last clay body is a poured on kind of recycled clay body that is majoritively porcelain, glazed over with micro ash from the Mayco company. This is consistent, it's a banger, and little note here, I put C-10 even more so right here just because I needed a nice liner glaze. Considering that this glaze is not food safe, I needed some type of liner glaze in case I wanted to sell this on my website, earthnationceramics.com. And it didn't really do anything. Like, I kind of hoped that this would move it further down here and make a different color. But again, considering I'm getting the same color variation here as I am right here, the C-10 didn't really do anything, so we're not going to call that a combo as much as we're going to call it a liner glaze. But these little splotches of these microcrystals are really doing it for me. Even the handle got some beautiful, beautiful microcrystallization there. It's great. It's really good. I can say all in all that I am very pleased with Mayco's Micro Ash SW218 from the stoneware line. This is great, and if you've been watching this channel for quite some time, you kind of understand how I grade my glazes by now. I look for good color, I look for consistency, I look for combinations, I look for how much it runs, right? And this is hitting a pretty good amount of markers, considering the color that we're getting on the bottle is the color that we're getting on most of our test styles, except for maybe the redstone test style. It doesn't really run. It does kind of congeal a little bit, but that's a crystal glaze. And honestly, it's doing fairly good for a crystal glaze. Beautiful color, great consistency. I mean, this is really hitting home for me. So thank you, Mayco, for sending us this glaze. I think this is a banger. Out of all the glazes they sent me that I've tested, this is probably my favorite one. Because I don't know where this blue is coming from, but this blue is doing it for me. Well, thank you, Dirty Potters, for joining me today. If you like this kind of content, make sure to hit all those like buttons. Good luck on your next art projects, and I'm gonna go have me a good time with this glaze.
Thank you for your patronage.
It's a banger. That right there is a banger. I'm gonna post this one. That's a banger. I'm gonna post it.